Hey everybody, this is T-Ray Trevor from HTSN, Hanshin Tigers, Substack News. What up? I'm doing a podcast here from Hankyu Nishinomiya Gardens shopping mall, and I'm with a special guest all the way from Dubai, but also all the way from Brazil. It's your man, Zorny. What up, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's been a while. How's everyone doing? It's your boy Zorny here, and it's a good day to be outside, isn't it?
It is a good day. The weather's beautiful, but more than that, it's good to have you here in Japan, man.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. It's always nice to be in Japan, especially with you. And
Thanks, man.
having such a nice time. So yeah.
Warming the cockles of my heart with that comment. Yeah, so you come all the way out here to Japan, and this is our second day of kind of hanging out together. The first day, we went to the Fan Appreciation Day.
Yeah, it was my first time going to the Kansha, right?
Yep.
And it was like so much better than I expected. You know, like a lot of unexpected attractions, I would say. It was nice to see some of the legends there. You know, some of the games that they were doing, and nice experience overall.
So let's talk a little bit about that before we get into what we were doing today, because that's really what I wanted to talk about more than anything. But Fan Appreciation Day, we're sitting in the left field stands, 12 rows up, and 3 rows in front of us is a guy that actually I run into this guy all the time now. I saw him at the Randy Bass talk show, and after that I saw him at the Japan series, and now I see him at Fan Appreciation Day. The last 2 times I saw him, man, we were within 5 rows of each other in this 42,000 capacity stadium. What are the chances?
Yeah, crazy coincidence for sure.
Yeah, so the dude, he helps run this heavy metal bar in Tokyo, but he lives here in Kansai. Anyhow, about the event itself, the Fan Appreciation Day, some of the things that they did, one of the things is they had some of the younger players, the unknown guys, they had to go into different parts of the stadium and try to find fans who looked a lot like the players. You remember that?
Yeah, that was great. They had to find the lookalikes of the players that we know.
Yeah, it could be anybody, really.
Could be anybody. Anybody in the roster. I mean, probably not the Nigun.
Yeah, you want to get recognizable players so that fans, when they see the lookalike, will actually react.
Yeah, that was great.
So,
that was great.
Actually, tomorrow is the broadcast of Fan Appreciation Day, but probably that will be on TV before this gets put up. So we can just ruin it for everyone anyways. Because if you missed it on TV, So the winner was, I forget which players found him, but it was a Kirishiki lookalike.
Yes. And the guy was just like him. It was ridiculous.
Dead ringer, man.
Yeah, twins.
Yeah.
It was so close. Everything was just it was almost like you couldn't tell who was who, actually.
Yeah. Well, so the fun part about that is the young players would drag this fan to the middle of the ballpark, at the middle of the field, and then the cameras would be right on them so everybody could see them on the scoreboard. But they also showed a picture of the player, and sometimes if the player was there, they would call the player up from the dugout and be like, come out here and stand next to this guy. And so when they did that with Kirishiki, it was just wait, which one's the fan, which one's the player? And then they swapped caps and stuff so that he looked even more like Kirishiki. It was pretty awesome.
And it was funny because at some point the reporter I think it was Sekimoto or Hiyama, I can't remember, but they asked who's the original guy, and then eventually the fake one said I'm the guy, I'm Kirishiki, and I'm the real one, and then they asked the real Kirishiki, and then he's no, I'm the real one. So that was funny. Funny.
It was the Spider-Man moment where they're pointing at each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So some of the other standouts, though, I really liked Morishita Jr. I thought that one was awesome.
Oh, that was
the little kid.
Yeah, he couldn't stop doing the sign thing that he does. The
eye black and then pointing to the sky when he gets the hit. Another good one was Little Kinami.
Little Kinami, just like him as well. Very cute guy. Everyone was loving it.
What were some others? There was an Oyama lookalike.
Oyama,
right?
And there was who else?
I can't remember who else.
Can't remember.
Well, let's move on to something else then. Another cool thing that they did that they didn't do 10 years ago, the last time I was at the Fan Appreciation Day, was they had kids, I guess they had applied to have their dreams come true of things they wanted to do, right? So one of the kids said, I want to be able to do the Morishita and Sato celebration after a Sato home run.
Right.
And can I do that with Sato? And they're like, yeah, sure. So they simulate with the kid standing on first base.
Yes.
And Sato comes up to the plate And of course, he doesn't really hit a home run, but the announcer is like, he hit one, it's going deep to right, gone. And then the kid's supposed to, circle the bases, Sato behind him, and then at home plate, they're supposed to, or at the dugout or whatever, they're supposed to do the jump where they do kind of the forearm bash. The kid, remember?
Yeah. He was supposed to do the home run run, through the bases.
Yeah, second.
And he couldn't do it.
He ran to right field first.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't know what to do, and then eventually the players, I think Sekimoto helped the guy.
Yeah.
And then eventually, even the base, he couldn't step on the base.
Step on the base. Yeah.
And then eventually, when he got to home plate, they did the celebration, and that was a highlight reel.
It was super cute.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Yeah.
The next one was that a kid wanted to be able to throw a fastball like Saiki and strike a guy out.
Get a Sanshin from the guy. Yeah.
So Saiki got up there and kind of taught him a little bit about how to grip the ball and how to feel when he's throwing. And then the kid struck out Sato.
Yes.
Yeah. The strikeout king.
Yeah, it was his wish. He wanted to strike out Sato, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the third one was that the kid wanted to do he wanted to complete a 4-6-3 double play. So he was the shortstop, Nakano was second base, and apparently they said the kid doesn't play baseball,
which is total lie.
Has to be a lie. That kid throwing from second to first.
It was better than anyone
on the mark.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, with all due respect to Hojo.
Yeah.
Hojo's got nothing on him.
It was such a good throw. It was such a good throw. The play was executed perfectly.
11-year-old, 12-year-old, something like that. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful throw.
So those are a couple things. Some of the other highlights, I guess, in between corners, they brought out a legend and they talked to him. So they brought out Mayumi once. They brought out Kawato. I think once.
Kawato, yes.
And then a couple others.
I think
but other legends that were there. Other legends are there. So at the game, Kakefu was there. He didn't. Kameyama was there, and he was interviewed too.
Yeah.
Okada was there.
Was
Yano there? Yano was there.
Yano
right?
wasn't there.
He wasn't there.
Who else?
Who was the catcher then for the Legends team? We may as well get into that. They had a present-day Tigers against the legendary Tigers game, a three-inning game. It was pretty cool. It was fun. So the end result was that the Legends won because was it
a homer.
Katsuragi hit a bases loaded like a grand slam.
Allegedly.
Well, yeah, it was called fair. I don't know if it was, and then it was called a home run, even though I don't know.
It was just because the
it's for entertainment sake.
Yeah, the whole field was a little bit shorter. I mean, it's an exhibition game, right? So they had these signs to limit the.
It was the lucky zone, but
the
minus
there.
Another 30 yards or so. So, anyways, it was the highlight of that game, though, man. Do you remember? At the end, when Sato came up to bat, they especially allowed Sato back into the game.
Oh, it was Fujikawa.
Because Fujikawa was the pitcher. So
it
was Kyuji, his manager, facing him. And Kyuji did his legendary thing like he did back in the 2000s All-Star game where he kind of declared, I'm doing all fastballs to you. I'm throwing all fastballs. And then Sato ended up getting a hit off him.
Exactly.
Okay, so for the Legends, at least what we've got here at one point in the game, Itoi, Kameyama, Sekimoto, Imanari, Fukudome, Hiyama, Katsuragi, Akiyama, the pitcher, was playing shortstop, and then Kano was the catcher.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think to me, Akiyama was the surprise. It was a surprise because he's a pitcher originally, and then eventually he was playing as a position player. So that was kind of weird to me, but it was all
fun.
Good at the end of the day.
Yeah, it was fun times. And then the other, I guess, kind of bigger event was the Segway race that they did.
Segway race?
Yeah.
There was a quiz as well, but Segway race.
Oh, that's right. There was a quiz too. Yeah. But so the players, the quiz was okay. The Karuta quiz kind of thing. It was okay.
It was okay.
Yeah. But the Segway race is kind of fun. The players race around. They did a relay race, and some of them really did well with it, and some of them did not do so well with it. They really struggled because I guess just that. You gotta kind of lean forward?
Yes.
At the right angle to get it to go with good momentum and stuff. And some of them couldn't figure it out. So it was pretty fun.
I think it was Ishii or Kirishiki. I can't remember which one.
Struggled?
He struggled. Yeah, at the very end, the very last. Ishii. Yeah. It was so funny. And then eventually, I don't know who was racing against him.
He won though.
Yes.
He won.
But there was, it was the other guy. He went around. Just to save some time for him to catch up. Onodera, yes.
Right, yeah.
And that was so fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, he was showing off.
So on the whole, it was a good performance for all of the Tigers, past and present. We got to see the Kameyama sliding into head first.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. I mean, for his age, like to do that, I couldn't believe it.
56, 57 years old.
Yeah.
And just side note, I texted Kameyama during the
game.
During the Fan Appreciation Day, and I said, "Hey, nice sliding." And then very soon after the game, there was still like one more corner in the day. He texted me back though before the event was even over, so that was pretty cool. So that's that. But man, other than that, today me and Zorni actually went to see the debut, the opening, the premiere, if you will, of the new movie that's come out called Eiko no back home, which is basically like the glorious throw home. It's a movie about the life of the late Shintaro Yokota, who passed away tragically at the age of 28 of cancer and other complications. So we really wanted to see this movie together, and especially for you, man, as it being your first experience in a Japanese cinema and your first time watching a Japanese movie on the big screen. What were your thoughts, first of all, of the cinema experience and then the movie?
I think it was just like any other cinema. It was really great. Food offering was great. The whole experience was it was really something. The film itself, like I can say that it was so emotional. You know, like obviously we all knew Yokota, and I mean we had high hopes for the guy, and eventually we knew how it would end. But at the same time, like the movie was so well done, and it's so it hits hard. You know, like I mean they really did a good job. You know, like overall.
Yeah, so my overall big picture thoughts on this are, if you're a Hanshin Tigers fan, or if you know about Yokota, or if you're a baseball fan in general, I think like it's kind of must see.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
most
saying?
Definitely.
It is not really a baseball movie in the sense of like, hey, we're gonna watch some dramatic on-field action, although there is the one scene that the movie is named after in a sense, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But on the whole, I mean, this is just the story of, you know, the early hopeful life of a great prospect, and then the tragic, untimely, kind of cruel in some ways end to his life. But at the same time, I really think, like you were saying, is very emotional. But the film also did a good job of tugging on not only our emotions, but also kind of giving us hope, or at least like
very inspiring.
They showed like, okay, so the kind of the psychological or the emotional impact that Yokota had on his mom, his dad, his sister, his kind of fleeting, not girlfriend, but what could have been, his teammates, a journalist.
Yes.
Who else was kind of like
scout?
The scout, the scout, the trainer that kind of helped him through rehab. Like all of these people, how, you know, through all this tragedy, Yokota's courage, his determination, really inspired people to live their lives for the better.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah, and it's, I mean, you see, like, I mean, back in the day, like when we got to know like that, like what happened to the guy, we had like very little information about his situation, right? Like, so like this movie like really brings everything like to the, I mean, it really explains what happened, like the struggles, and it's really rough, you know, like, so, but the way that he approached like the problem, and then like, you know, it's really inspiring, you know, like you wanna, like after the movie, like you feel like you wanna, I mean, all the problems that you have, like they seem so little.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it was a great watch for sure.
It makes you want to do more with the time that you have.
Most definitely.
Right?
Most definitely.
100%, yeah. So one of the things that struck me about this movie, though, was I already kind of knew this about Yokota, but he was so singular-minded about baseball.
Yeah.
Like, baseball was pretty much 100% of his life. And when he was practicing as a high schooler, or when he was, you know, really trying hard to get up to the top team as a young pro, and then even when early in his hospitalization and the surgeries and stuff, it was just baseball, 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 baseball. That's all that he was living for, and that's all he wanted to live for, right? But then there was a shift, which to me was kind of encouraging, because I kind of felt like, man, this guy has had such a one-track mind his whole life. But then there's a shift where all of a sudden he goes, no, you know what? I can still live a life without baseball.
Yeah.
I just need to find any goal, set myself a goal, no matter how small, for the day or for the week or whatever it is. But when I accomplish that goal, I know that I've moved forward with my life.
Yeah.
And that, again, I think was really inspiring to me to hear that.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, so you see the guy, like as you said, like he's so passionate, you know, like about like whatever he puts his hands on, like he's full on, and it's I mean it's so heartbreaking to see like that, like the thing that he loves the most, he cannot do it. So like how to like manage that, you know, like how to like have a life without baseball, you know. So I mean, and it shows, like he really tries to like, you know, like find the motivation to keep going.
Well, yeah, if you just think about that, and I'll throw this question at you as a challenge, and it's a question for myself too, but what is the one thing that if it got taken out of your life right now, you would be devastated and you wouldn't know what to do? Because that's what happened to Yokota in this film.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I would say like, it's such a curveball, isn't it? Like,
I know, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't even prepare you for this, but
I think like to me like was I mean, if I couldn't work, I mean, just like him, you know, like if I couldn't work, because I love what I do, I can relate to that, you know, like and so I love what I do. If I didn't get to do that, that would be like, it would be quite tough for me to handle, and I probably wouldn't know. I would be in the same situation, like what to do after, you know, like okay, so what I'm supposed to do now, like since like I've been doing this for so many years, you know, like and the thing is like, I mean, obviously his professional career wasn't too long, but at the same time, like he grew up as a Hanshin fan, if I'm not mistaken.
that's the way the movie portrayed it. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah. And I think he's from Kobe, right?
He's from Kagoshima.
Kagoshima.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just because they show Kobe like a few times, but I feel like, you know, like he was a baseball fan, and he played baseball his entire life. So
Yeah.
I mean, obviously his professional career wasn't long, but I mean, he's been playing for a long time. Obviously, that was the goal. So if you take that was a big part of his life, you know. So it's the same thing to me. Like I've been drawing, like I'm an art director, so I do a lot of creative stuff. So if you take that from me, I've been doing that forever. Like that would probably like be like devastating.
Right. Yeah, and we saw in the movie too, like there were a few times where Yokota himself said, and not to, you know, throw too many spoilers into this, but he said like, without baseball, what do I do? Like my life is meaningless. There was one of the things that he said that I thought was interesting was, I think he even said one time like, baseball is me. He didn't say I am baseball, or he didn't say I love baseball. He said baseball is me. Well, in Japanese obviously, but yeah, like I mean that's how important it was to him, and for that to be taken away, that was like his foundation, his core, his everything, right?
Yeah.
So my answer to this question, just in a nutshell, like it's, I don't know if it's cheating or not, but I think words, like the ability to communicate using what I've got in my mind and putting it into a podcast or communicating with people in general. I love languages, so I love learning languages. I love using the languages I know. I love speaking language in cases like this, like a podcast. So if someone all of a sudden took away my ability to communicate verbally, I would be devastated, man.
Yeah.
I think that more than my job of teaching English or my hobby of, you know, watching baseball and stuff, I think it might just be communicating. Yeah.
No, I totally understand. I think it's I mean, we can all relate, right? I mean, especially you, like you've been the voice for like a lot of people, especially here in Japan, you know. So like, I mean, just recently you've been like you were the translator for Bass. So yeah, I can imagine like it would be something like that. Would be really tough to deal with. I mean, without that, right?
Right. Yeah. Then, you know, growing up, I always loved sports, and I think that's why I'm still drawn to it to this day. But I also recognize that I'm not very good at it. But I did realize that my greatest weapon or my greatest strength is probably my ability to put into words things that I feel or that I see around me or whatever it might be. And I don't have the best vocabulary out there, but I think just the ability to speak is something that has been given to me. to do either in my own language or in another language, or to help other people with languages, as you said, with interpreting for bass, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's such a huge part of my life, and it's something that I look forward to doing when I get chances just like this. Yeah. So, let's kind of move to a slightly different topic here, but what did you think of the acting and the casting for this movie? So, the guy that played Shintaro Yokota, I do not remember the actor's name, but don't you think he looked like Yokota quite a bit?
I think for most of the players, I think like the key like characters, I think like they did a really good job. I think like Yokota for sure. Like there's moments that you see the guy, and like if you really know the player, like you see like, oh, I mean, he really resembles the guy. You know, like he looks like the guy.
Yeah.
And also like there's
Hojo was the main, like his main friend or encourager
partner,
or whatever.
Yeah. So
and he looked like the real Hojo.
Without a doubt.
A little bit skinnier. Right?
Yes.
Like he didn't look like he'd been bulked up to be a ball player, but he definitely had the right facial features.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And
the Kansai bend too.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. Like it's not just like the look-alike, and I mean like the fact that they resemble. They're also like really good like actors. They put so much emotion, you know, like, and they. I mean, I mean, what to say? Like it's pretty solid, pretty solid like acting.
Yeah. I felt like some of the secondary characters didn't really look like their actual people, and you know, there's not much you can do about that. Like you can't find people that look like Kakefu
or Kanemoto.
Yeah, they're pretty unique looking guys, but they figured prominently in the movie because Kakefu was the farm manager when Yokota was breaking out, and Kanemoto was the top squad manager at that time, who invited him to the Ichigun camp in 2017, which is when he found out that he had brain tumors.
Even like Hirata sensei, like I mean,
sensei. Nice. Kantoku. Sensei.
Yeah. Like I think like the guy, like when I saw him, like I was like, oh, that's probably Hirata, but I didn't know for sure. And then eventually, like he was. And Kanemoto, for sure. Like his features are so like unique. You know, it's. I mean, I understand that was probably hard to cast.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it was also like great acting, but it doesn't resemble at all. Like to me, it was just like this tough dude, like trying to be, you know, like to act like Kanemoto. But like
both of us though, when we saw Kakefu, we were like, who is that guy? And then we saw because he's wearing Kakefu uniform. We saw the number 31. We're like, that's Kakefu.
Yeah.
But I was kind of hoping at least the guy would try to do the Kakefu voice.
Right, that's true.
But maybe he didn't do it out of respect for the fact that he couldn't do it perfectly, and he's like, well, if I can't really sound like Kakefu, I don't want to sound like a poor imitation.
Well, that's true.
That's probably why.
That's true.
But anyways, like the fact that there was a lot of, I mean, there was enough baseball in there and enough kind of Tigers history in this movie. History in terms of like from Yokota's draft until his retirement. There was enough of that in the movie that Hanshin Tigers fans that watched it, they could remember everything that they saw on screen. Like, he got drafted. Oh, there was his entrance into the team where they do the kind of ceremony, they unveil his number and his speech that he gave.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the day that he made his debut on the top team. Here's the day that whatever. Like, those were very clear to Tigers fans, and it was fun to kind of see those being recreated, and I thought they did a pretty good job of recreating them. Yeah,
for sure. And like, as you said, like chronologically, I mean, it was on point. You know, like you when you see it, you really remember, like, you know, like all the steps, you know, like and how it unfolded, like, and overall, I think like it was pretty accurate, and now like with like you get to understand what exactly happened, because I think like for us, like for a long time, the guy just wasn't playing, so you didn't know. So what's up with the guy, you know? And now you actually can see what happened.
Well, they kind of showed that in the movie, where there was almost like this radio silence, right? Because the key reporter, Endo Rei, who actually is quite active on X, or who used to be, and I used to be X follower of his, and he followed me. But anyways. He actually went up to the team rep and said, what's up with Yokota? And the guy said, no comment. And he goes, we got fans worried. We got people guessing
Yes.
that maybe he's suffering from depression or maybe he attempted suicide. Like, you got to tell us what's going on. And the team rep still said, no comment. We'll make an announcement in the right time. And so I remember, though, like kind of live when this happened. I remember Yokota left camps with migraines in February 2017. And then he came back in September to live in the dorm. So there was this 7-month blank.
Yes,
where literally
totally blank.
Myself and you as well, as fans, we were like, where is Yokota? And kind of like, no news is not good news in this case, is what I was feeling.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, obviously we had, like, as I said before, like high hopes for the guy. And then all of a sudden for the guy to disappear like this, I mean, it's never a good sign. And especially like for such an active media,
right?
That like it's always trying to like scrutinize and get like to the bottom of like whatever. And you get no information on Yokota. That's just so unheard of. Like, it's so uncharacteristic.
Right.
And so that's not good, you know, because like, as I said, they're like media here in Kansai, they're restless, and then they will get something. And the fact that no one was actually informing anything, that's really, I mean, it has to be something really, really bad.
Yeah, well, I have a theory that the media probably knew, at least to a certain extent, but the team probably very strongly told them, listen, if you leak this, you're not allowed in our locker rooms, or you're not allowed to whatever for 6 months or for a year or whatever. And no media outlet could afford that. And so I think they just all were very good at keeping quiet. Because I don't think there's any way that could have been completely hidden from the media. Like you said, they are relentless.
Yes.
And they will dig and find stuff. So I'm sure the team kind of said, look, we'll tell you on the condition that you don't tell the public until we announce it. But anyways, that didn't really play itself out in the movie. I just want to touch on finally the last thing for the movie was at the end, toward the end of Yokota's life. Obviously, he passed away. It was mid-July of 2023. And as we all know now, that 2023 was the year that the Tigers broke their 18-year of no pennant and 38 years of no Nippon-ichi. And so I remember, so in the movie, you know, he was on his deathbed basically, and Kawato-san, who was his fellow kind of YouTube partner, as well as his parents, kept on talking to him about the Tigers and like, hey, the Tigers are really good this year. They might win the Yusho, all this stuff. They might even win Nippon-ichi. And then they showed at the end of the movie, they showed that the Tigers in fact did, and they showed the footage of Iwazaki being hoisted up the doage while holding the Yokota jersey. And I mean, what a pinnacle to the movie, and what a way to kind of cap the movie off with like, all of this had meaning, right?
Yeah, and I don't know, like if you noticed that too, but I mean, to me, it's funny because obviously it was way more impactful the fact that like they were hoisting like the jersey at Koshien,
right? So
they didn't get to show like the Nippon series at all.
Right.
So like the pennant was like kind of way more meaningful in a way.
Oh yeah.
And it's funny how they show that, you know, like I mean they. Obviously, the pennant is a big thing, but like we all like waited so long for like to be like Nippon-ichi once again.
Oh, wait, hang on a second. Let me ask you this: do you remember? Did they hoist Yokota's jersey at the Nippon-ichi?
I'm pretty sure they did. I remember Umeno being like, I mean, like in tears, like, and I think he had like the jersey as well, like during the last out.
You know what? I think you might be right. Let me see if this is correct, but correct me if I'm wrong. I know for sure, because we just watched it in the movie,
right,
that they had Yokota's actual jersey from 2017 or whatever. It was the Kanemoto era jerseys that was hoisted. But I believe at the Nippon-ichi, they had like a 2023 version of it. So it had the yellow in it, which the Kanemoto era ones didn't. So they made a special jersey of Yokota's for that Nippon-ichi, if I'm not mistaken.
It might be. It was a home one. It wasn't away.
Yeah, it was a home one.
Yeah, so probably that was the case. Yeah. I'm not really sure, but I remember like being like the white one, like home. I just don't remember the details, but I do remember like it was a very, very emotional like moment, because I remember like Umeno like crying like a baby, you know, like, and all like some of the teammates also like you know. Yeah, so it was. It's funny. I thought it was interesting the fact that they didn't show like the Nippon series part, but they did show like the pennant, winning the pennant at Koshien.
Well, I think part of it might have been broadcasting rights reasons. Like, you know, they won the Nippon-ichi on Oryx ground, with Oryx having probably the broadcasting rights or whatever. Like it's at Kyocera Dome, it was their home game. But I also think like just in Japan, they put a lot more weight on the League Yusho over the Nippon Ichi.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Anyways, so like even look at, this is another thing, going back to the Fan Appreciation Day, the unveiling of the V behind home plate. So the red ones are Nippon Ichi, the yellow ones are just League Yusho, but they're put up there in the same size, right next to each other.
Same level of importance.
Right. So I think like the pennant is equally important and maybe even more important than the Nippon Ichi to a lot of people. I mean, of course, you always want to end with the W, beating the Pacific League. But I think the point is to just be the top of the Central League. Okay, so as an aftermath, man, right after the movie, well, first of all, we just couldn't stop talking about like how crazy of a roller coaster ride it was, that we knew what was coming next. We knew it was coming next, but there was still this little there's this kind of pushing and pulling within the movie of like, I think Yokota's life and death just had so many ups and downs, so many like hopeful moments and so many desperation moments, and they show them all. So it really did a good job of taking us on that emotional roller coaster ride, didn't it? Like even though we knew what was coming.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Like I mean, it was. I think like we spoke about this. I think like obviously we knew what was coming, but I think like for the average Joe, like someone that didn't know like his story, like probably gave hope, like as in like, oh, probably the guy's gonna make it.
Maybe he's gonna beat this.
Because like a lot of like moments, like I mean, he would show like such like a perseverance, and he wanted to like obviously there's like moments that like he wasn't really eager to like keep going, like obviously it was really rough, but at the same time like he showed like such like like he was fighting for his life. And and this roller coaster was unbelievably like well done, like it was. Like it would get me like in that, like they would throw like curveballs like all the time, I mean, at least to me, like sometimes like I would be feeling like super like hopeful and all, like, and then eventually like in a very random situation, it's just like the words that like they were saying, like it would hit you like so hard, like I was just start like tearing. And
that's just the magic of cinema, that even though we knew what was coming, we still kind of had this hope, like, well, maybe somehow it's going to have a different ending, even though we knew the ending. So in conclusion, like for me, this is the kind of movie that, man, I'm so glad I got to watch it, and I'm glad I got to watch it with you, but it's also one of those movies that I don't know if I could stomach watching again and again and again.
Most definitely. It's just such a like, it's really intense. It's really emotional, and like to watch it again, probably I don't think I would feel the same way, because I know all the
details.
All the details. So I agree. Probably this is just you watch it once and you're good. But I'm glad that I managed to watch with you and like in the theater, because like I think like it's gonna be a different experience for people like watching it at their houses.
Yeah, for sure. But on that note of saying we don't maybe necessarily want to watch it again, right after the movie we went to the bookstore and we bought the book.
We had to do it.
That the movie was kind of based off of. Obviously the movie is based off his life, but there was a specific book written with the same title. And we both went out and bought that book.
Not just that, but like I mean, you have like his book.
Right, Yokota's book.
So I had to get like a copy for me, and I mean, we went like straight. Like it was so funny because I was like, oh, I might go to Koshi and like to get some. I mean, just like to pay a visit and maybe like see if they had the book. But we just had like there was a bookstore like right next to us. It's like, oh, let's get it. And it was being featured like right in the
right
at the front.
They know what they're doing, man. They know how to get them sales, and so they definitely got both of us on those. So it was great though, man. I appreciate being able to watch the movie with you and even just to talk about it afterwards, because that's part of. To me, that's part of the fun of watching movies, is being able to dialogue about it afterwards.
And dissect, right? And analyze like what, like how things like unfolded, as you said. And it was a pleasure. It was such a good experience. Like, and I wish like we could have like this way many more times.
Oh, for sure. And I wish that all of you could be there in the cinema with us watching. Just kind of to touch a little bit on what you said too. Like we went to the movie, we watched it together. We're sitting side by side, but we're taking it in with different lenses, right? So that's the fun of afterwards talking about it. It's like,
Yes.
what scene hit you, or how did that scene hit you, or whatever, and just to be able to have those discussions is a ton of fun. So if you do happen to go and watch the movie, and I know some of you live in Japan, some of you listeners, if you do see it, write a comment in here and tell us what you think about it, or like, you know, contact me directly or whatever, because I would love to sometime take in a movie with you, or just do some Tigers related stuff and just have some good discussions.
Yeah, and go watch. I mean, really, go watch. It's such a good movie. You're not going to regret it.
Absolutely. Once again, the movie title is Eiko no back home. So check it out. Thanks a lot, Zorni, for your time today, and thank you for listening to us talking about this movie.
Yeah, thank you, T-Ray, and see you next time.
Absolutely.